Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. And this is Muhammad Sabiqul Islam Shajib, working as a lecturer in chemistry, Morning Glory School and College, Sawar Cantonment. So, today I am going to discuss a topic, limiting reactant. So, this topic is the most important topic of this chapter, and this is the basis of the reaction, that means basis of the calculation from the chemical reaction. So, normally we type more than one reactant. It can be one reactant, two reactant, three reactant, and we get the product. But we need to ensure the optimum use of the reactant. So, limiting reactant will be that reactant whose amount is comparatively less than other amount. So, we can say limiting reactant is the reactant that is completely used up in a reaction. That means if we have more than one reactant, so one reactant will finish first compared to other reactant. That reactant will be limiting reactant. As for example, if we have two reactant A and B, and we get here product P. Think we have 1 mole A, 1 mole A and 1 mole B. That means if we take 1 mole A and 1 mole B, that means their amount is equimole amount. So, but if we take here 0.99 mole of A and 1 mole of B, so easily we can see here amount of A or mole of A is less than mole of B. So, here A is insufficient compared to B. So, this is why A is limiting reactant in this reaction. Now, how to find limiting reactant from the provided amount? If we wrap the definition of limiting reactant, so for identifying the limiting reactant from the reaction, we must know these formulas. Mole equal W divided M. That means mole equal to given mass divided molecular mass of the molecule or element. Mole will be number of atoms divided Avogadro number, A. Mole will be HV divided 1000. Here S is the molar concentration of the solution, B is the volume in milliliter. Then if the substance is gaseous, then at STP volume will be mole will be volume divided 22.4 liter. Here V is in liter. Okay. Now, how to determine number of mole and how to determine limiting reactant? How to determine limiting reactant? For finding limiting reactant, we will consider these 4 points. First point, we need to convert the supplied quantity into mole. Whatever we have, we will convert into number of mole by using these formulas. We need to use one of them or two of them. Then we must write the balanced chemical reaction. So, first step, we will convert the supplied quantities into mole. Second step, we will write down the chemical reaction, that means balanced chemical reaction between two reactants or more than two. Then we will use our common sense to gauge the limiting reactant. So, you can consider this reaction, we just use our common sense. From the reaction we can see 1 mole A, 1 mole B is required, but we have 0.99 mole A and 1 mole B. That means A is less than B. So, A is limiting reactant. This is the common sense. That means we will use the common sense here. Depending on the common sense, we will use our step 4. Step 4 will confirm the limiting reactant. So, we will use unitary method to confirm limiting reactant. So, whenever we find limiting reactant, we must follow all these 4 steps. So, it will be easier to solve limiting reactant. But if you are expert in limiting reactant, you can see or you can find the limiting reactant from seeing the quantities also. So, before gaining that knowledge, we need to learn this. So, at first we will follow these 4 steps for finding limiting reactant. So, let's start show some examples. So, I am rubbing this. Okay, consider 0.75 gram chlorine reacts with 5 gram hydrogen. Which one is limiting reactant? Okay. We have 75 gram chlorine gas and 5 gram hydrogen gas. So chlorine and hydrogen react. So which one will be limiting reactant here? So first step, you need to convert this quantities into mole. So step 1, moles of chlorine equal, you can see 75 gram. This is the given quantities into mass. So we will write here 75. Now we know the molecular mass of the chlorine 71. Molecular mass of the chlorine 71. If we calculate this, we will get 75 divided 71. We will get 1.056 mole. That means mole of chlorine will be 1.056 mole. Similarly, mole of hydrogen, you can see 5 gram hydrogen is provided. So we can write here 5, then molecular mass of the hydrogen 2. So it will be 2.5 mole. That means our first step is done. First step, we have to convert quantities into mole. So I have converted 75 gram chlorine into 1.056 mole chlorine, and 5 gram hydrogen will be 2.5 mole hydrogen gas. Now our second step, we have to write the balanced chemical reaction between hydrogen and chlorine. Now let's write hydrogen chlorine react produces HCl. So you can see we have 2 hydrogen, 2 chlorine, but here we have 1 HCl, that means 1 hydrogen, 1 chlorine. So reaction is not balanced. This is why we need to give here 2. So now we can see there are 2 hydrogen, 2 chlorine. So 2 hydrogen, 2 chlorine. So this is the balanced reaction. So our step 2 also done. Now right here we can see there are 1 mole hydrogen and 1 mole chlorine. Now step 2 is done. Now we need to now we will use our common sense. We can see hydrogen 1 mole, chlorine 1 mole. That means equal number of mole of hydrogen react. Equal number of mole of hydrogen and chlorine react produces HCl. Now what about our provided quantities? What about our provided quantities? We can see our provided quantities are not same. Chlorine is 1.056 mole, but hydrogen is 2.5 moles. That means mole of chlorine is less than mole of hydrogen. That means chlorine is insufficient compared to hydrogen. So chlorine is limiting reactant and hydrogen is excess here. Again I am mentioning this. From the reaction we can see equal number of mole of hydrogen and chlorine is required for this reaction. That means 1 mole hydrogen, 1 mole chlorine, equal number of hydrogen and chlorine. But in our given quantities we can see chlorine is 1.056 mole and hydrogen is 2.5 mole. That means chlorine, provided mole of chlorine is less than provided mole of hydrogen. So chlorine is insufficient. From our common sense we can say chlorine will be limiting reactant, but we have to write down the unitary method also. Now we will confirm that our common sense is correct. This is why we will write down unitary method. Now if we write here, okay, from the reaction we can write 1 mole hydrogen reacts with 1 mole 1 mole hydrogen reacts with 1 mole chlorine. So hydrogen provided, we can see our hydrogen provided 2.5 mole. 2.5 mole hydrogen reacts with 1 into 2 mole chlorine. That means 2.5 mole chlorine. So we need 2.5 mole chlorine to react with 2.5 mole hydrogen, but our chlorine provided is 1.056 mole. This is our required amount. This is required amount, and this is provided amount. Our required amount of chlorine is 2.5 mole, but our provided amount of chlorine is 1.056 mole. That means provided amount is less than required amount. That means chlorine is insufficient. So this is why chlorine is limiting reactant. If our required amount is less than provided amount, then it will be excess. If required amount is more than provided amount, then it will be limiting. Here required amount is more than provided amount. This is why chlorine is limiting reactant here. So this is the limiting, how to find the limiting reactant. I will cite another example for clarification more. So let's write. Okay, 60 gram magnesium reacts with 40 gram oxygen to produce magnesium oxide. Find the limiting reactant. Find the limiting reactant. So here we have 60 gram magnesium and 40 gram oxygen. They react to produce magnesium oxide. That means at first step we will convert these quantities into mole. That means mole of magnesium equal our provided amount 60, atomic mass of magnesium 24. So we will get 60 divided 24. We will get here 2.5 mole magnesium. Now our oxygen, mole of oxygen 40 gram and molecular mass of oxygen is 32. You know this. So 40 divided 32, we will get 1.25 mole oxygen. So now our first step is done. 2.5 mole magnesium provided, 1.25 mole oxygen provided. So I have converted the provided quantities into mole. Now second step, I have to write down the balanced chemical reaction between magnesium and oxygen. Now let's see. Magnesium, step 2, magnesium react with oxygen, produces magnesium oxide. You can see there is one magnesium, there is one magnesium. Okay, there is two magnesium, there is one magnesium. There is two oxygen, there is one oxygen. So oxygen is not balanced. So you can write here half, then it will be one oxygen, but normally we do not write half, we multiply it by 2. There is 2, there is another 2. Now magnesium to oxygen to oxygen 2. This is balanced chemical reaction between magnesium and oxygen. Now we can write there are 2 mole magnesium, 1 mole oxygen. 2 mole magnesium, 1 mole oxygen, and our product is 2 mole magnesium oxide. As we are finding limiting reactant, so we no need to consider the product. So we have 2 mole magnesium, 1 mole oxygen. So you can see here. Now step 3, we will use our common sense. You can see moles of magnesium is double of the moles of oxygen. That is 1 mole oxygen react with 2 mole magnesium. 2 mole oxygen will react with 4 mole magnesium. That means every time moles of magnesium will be double of the oxygen. But is it double? If is it double, then okay. But we will consider the unitary method here. So let's see the unitary method. Okay. 2 mole magnesium reacts with 1 mole oxygen. Then 1 mole magnesium reacts with 1 by 2 mole oxygen. Now our magnesium provided, we can see magnesium provided 2.5 mole. So 2.5 mole magnesium reacts with 1 by 2 into 2.5. Now if we calculate 2.5 divided 2, we get here 1.25 mole oxygen. Now you can see we need 1.25 mole of oxygen. This is the required amount. This is required amount of oxygen, but your provided mole of oxygen also 1.25. Required mole of amount of oxygen and provided mole of oxygen are equal. That means none is excess here. Both are in equimole of the mixture. That means here magnesium and oxygen both are limiting reactant, because from reaction we can see 2 mole magnesium needs 1 mole oxygen, and here we can see 2.5 mole magnesium needs 1.25 moles of oxygen. We have 1.25 moles of oxygen. So here both are limiting reactant, that is magnesium and oxygen both are limiting reactant in this reaction. So normally this answer may be different, but here this is similar. If you get the similar answer, then you should consider both are limiting reactant. Now let's see another examples of limiting reactant. Okay. (58 gram calcium oxide reacts with 46 gram carbon dioxide to produce calcium carbonate. Find limiting reactant. Find limiting reactant. So now we have 58 gram calcium oxide and 46 gram carbon dioxide. So first step we will convert these quantities into mole. So we can write here step 1, mole of calcium oxide equal 58 provided, and molecular mass of the calcium oxide is 56. So if we calculate, we will get 58 divided 56, we will get here 1.036 mole calcium oxide. Similarly, moles of carbon dioxide will be, you can see carbon dioxide provided 46. Molecular mass of the carbon dioxide 44. Now we can write 46 divided 44, we will get here 1.045 mole of carbon dioxide. So 1.036 mole calcium oxide and 1.045 mole carbon dioxide is provided here. So this is our first step. And second step, we will write down the balanced chemical reaction between calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. So here calcium oxide react with carbon dioxide under some conditions, we will get calcium carbonate. So here we can see reaction is already balanced. So now 1 mole calcium oxide and 1 mole carbon dioxide. Now we can see equal number of mole of calcium oxide and carbon dioxide is required to complete this reaction. But here what we can see, our moles of calcium oxide is less than moles of carbon dioxide. So our common sense tells us that calcium oxide should be limiting reactant, but we will confirm by unitary method. Now let us see the unitary method for finding limiting reactant of calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Now we can see 1 mole calcium oxide reacts with 1 mole carbon dioxide. That means from this balanced reaction we can write this. Now our calcium oxide provided this amount 1.036 mole calcium oxide reacts with 1 into 1.036. Now we will get 1.036 mole carbon dioxide. So our required amount of carbon dioxide, this is required amount. Our required amount of carbon dioxide is 1.036 mole, but our provided amount is 1.045 mole. That means required amount is less than provided amount. So carbon dioxide is excess in this reaction. Between two reactant, carbon dioxide and calcium oxide, if carbon dioxide is excess, then calcium oxide will be limiting reactant. So this is why calcium oxide is a limiting reactant in this reaction. So no more today. This is all about a limiting reactant. Thank you for hearing my class. Allah Hafiz.